imagine waking up every morning feeling fully alive, energized, and ready to conquer your day. Imagine having the time and clarity to focus on your health, your mind, and your dreams before the world even opens its eyes. This is the promise of the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, a book that has transformed the lives of millions around the world. In this book, you'll discover a simple but powerful idea. The first hour of your day holds the key to your success, happiness, and mastery over life. Sharma teaches us how to wake up at 5 a.m. and use the 20-20-20 formula to supercharge our mornings 20 minutes for movement, 20 minutes for reflection, and 20 minutes for growth. But this isn't just about waking up early. It's about creating habits that elevate every part of your life, from your productivity and creativity to your health and relationships. The 5 a.m. Club isn't a guide for the lazy or the distracted. It's a blueprint for those who want to become extraordinary, to rise above mediocrity, and to live life on their own terms. So, whether you're struggling to find focus, wanting to reach your highest potential, or simply looking for a way to own your mornings, this book is your roadmap. Get ready to transform not just your mornings, but your life. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Club. Chapter 1. The Dangerous Deed. Chapter 1 begins with a story that could be your story or mine. It introduces two characters: a frustrated entrepreneur, struggling to manage time and achieve his goals, and an artist feeling lost, stuck, and uninspired. Both are tired of life passing them by, tired of mediocrity, and desperate for a way to change. Then everything changes when they meet a mysterious mentor, an older, wealthy man who has mastered life. He doesn't just teach them lessons in business or creativity. He shows them a secret that most people overlook. The first hour of your day is sacred. How you start your morning determines the quality of your life. This is what Sharma calls the dangerous deed, the bold, counterintuitive decision to wake up at 5 a.m. At first, it sounds extreme. Who gets up at 5 a.m.? Isn't sleep more important? But the mentor explains that this hour is free from distractions, free from noise, free from the world's demands. It's a private, uninterrupted window to focus on your health, your mind, and your growth. The chapter emphasizes that success, fulfillment, and mastery are not about luck, talent, or timing. They are about small, consistent choices. And nothing beats starting the day intentionally. Waking up early is not punishment, it's liberation. It's giving yourself the gift of time before the rest of the world wakes up. Sharma explains that the early morning is when you can work on yourself in 3 essential ways: move, reflect, and grow. You can exercise to energize your body, meditate or journal to sharpen your mind, and learn or plan to expand your skills. This small window, repeated every day, compounds into extraordinary results. By the end of the chapter, the key message is clear. Most people surrender their mornings to distractions, scrolling, and chaos, while the world's highest achievers claim these hours for themselves. This dangerous deed is not dangerous because it harms you. It's dangerous because it challenges the status quo, challenges laziness, and challenges the comfortable mediocrity that holds most people back. The chapter ends with an invitation to take the first step, to rise before the world, to dedicate your early hours to becoming your best self. Because the mornings you own will shape your days, and the days you master will define your life. Chapter 2. A Daily Philosophy on Becoming Legendary. Chapter 2 builds on the powerful lesson from Chapter 1 and dives deeper into why mornings matter. Here, the mentor explains that true greatness isn't about luck, talent, or circumstances. It's about daily habits and intentional choices. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to master yourself, and to become the person you were meant to be. The chapter emphasizes a core idea. Your life is shaped by the small things you do consistently, and a single day might feel ordinary, but repeated over weeks, months, and years, it creates extraordinary results. The mentor calls this the daily philosophy of legendary living. He teaches the characters that starting your day intentionally gives you clarity, energy, and focus. The morning is a sacred time to set your intentions, reflect on your purpose, and plan your actions. By dedicating just 1 hour to yourself, you can create momentum that carries through the entire day. Sharma also introduces a mental shift. Stop waiting for permission, inspiration, or perfect conditions to live fully. Legendary lives are built by people who take control of their mornings, take ownership of their decisions, and act consistently. By the end of the chapter, you understand that the secret to an extraordinary life isn't a single breakthrough. It's the combination of small, intentional steps repeated every day. The morning becomes your launch pad to creativity, productivity, insight, and peace. Chapter 3. An unexpected encounter with a surprising stranger. Chapter 3 begins with a twist that feels like it could happen to anyone. Our two main characters, the struggling artist and the frustrated entrepreneur, are wandering through life, feeling lost, overwhelmed, and unsure how to break free from mediocrity. They are searching for answers, but nothing seems to work. Success feels out of reach, happiness elusive, and their mornings are still dominated by distractions, worry, and chaos. Then, just when hope seems distant, they encounter a mysterious stranger, the mentor, who will change everything. This isn't an ordinary meeting. The stranger challenges them in ways they aren't expecting. He doesn't lecture, he questions, he provokes, he pushes them to see the truth they've been avoiding. He makes them realize something crucial. Life will never change until you change the way you start your day. The chapter emphasizes that the morning is a hidden battlefield. Most people wake up late, rush through their day, and hand their power over to notifications, emails, and distractions. But the mentor shows that owning the first hour of your day is a game changer. It's the time when your mind is freshest, your energy is highest, and your creativity is most alive. This hour, if used intentionally, can transform not only your day, but your entire life trajectory. Sharma also introduces the idea that change is uncomfortable. The characters are hesitant, resistant, and skeptical. Waking up at 5 a.m. feels unnatural, almost impossible. But the mentor explains that discomfort is the price of growth. Every extraordinary person faces this choice: stay in comfort and remain ordinary, or embrace challenge and become legendary. This chapter also highlights the power of mentorship and guidance. The mentor doesn't just give instructions, he models the mindset, habits, and discipline needed to succeed. He shows that transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it is built slowly through consistent action, reflection, and commitment. The encounter teaches that the people and environments you surround yourself with can accelerate your growth or hold you back. By the end of Chapter 3, the characters and the reader are left with a powerful truth. Your mornings are sacred, your habits are your destiny, and your life changes the moment you take ownership of your day. The mentor's presence is a reminder that guidance and knowledge are only useful if you act on them. The real transformation begins with a single courageous choice: to wake up early, take control, and invest in yourself before the world demands your attention. Chapter 4. Letting Go of Mediocrity and All That's Ordinary. Chapter 4 dives into one of the most important lessons of the book. To live an extraordinary life, you must let go of mediocrity. The mentor explains to the characters that most people settle for ordinary because it's safe, comfortable, and familiar. They follow routines that produce average results, and they never challenge themselves to be better. The chapter emphasizes a bold idea: comfort is the enemy of greatness. And if you want success, creativity, and freedom, you must push beyond your comfort zone. Growth is never found in safe, predictable patterns, and it lives in moments of challenge, courage, and discipline. Sharma explains that letting go of mediocrity starts with daily choices, especially how you spend your mornings. Ordinary people let their first hours get stolen by social media, emails, or distractions. Extraordinary people use these hours to focus on themselves, sharpen their skills, and invest in their growth. The chapter also highlights the importance of identity. You don't become extraordinary just by copying someone else or chasing quick results. You become extraordinary by acting in alignment with your highest values, purpose, and potential. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. By the end of Chapter 4, the reader understands that breaking free from mediocrity is a conscious, daily choice. It requires courage, consistency, and the discipline to prioritize what truly matters. The morning becomes the ultimate tool for transformation, a quiet hour where the ordinary is left behind and the extraordinary is built. Chapter 5. A bizarre adventure into morning mastery. Chapter 5 takes the story deeper into the practical power of mornings. The mentor begins teaching the characters how to actually own their early hours and turn them into a time of growth, focus, and energy. Now, this chapter is where the theory of waking up early meets real action, where habits start transforming into results. Sharma emphasizes that most people waste the first hour of their day. They hit snooze, rush, or let distractions take over. But the mentor explains a powerful truth. How you start your morning sets the tone for the entire day. A productive, intentional morning gives you clarity, focus, and momentum. A wasted morning leaves you stressed, reactive, and exhausted. The chapter introduces the idea of morning mastery. It's not just about waking up at 5 a.m., it's about what you do with that time. Exercise to energize the body, reflection to sharpen the mind, and learning to grow your skills and creativity. Small, consistent actions in these early hours compound into extraordinary results over time. Another key lesson in this chapter is the importance of routines and rituals. The mentor explains that legendary people don't leave their mornings to chance. They design rituals that protect their energy, build their focus, and prepare them to take on challenges. The goal is not just to be awake early, but to be fully alive and intentional during that sacred hour. By the end of Chapter 5, the characters and the reader are left with this powerful realization. The first hour of the day is your most important investment. How you spend it shapes your health, your mindset, your performance, and ultimately your destiny. Morning mastery is not just a habit, it's a lifestyle. Chapter 6. A Flight to Peak Productivity, Virtuosity and Undefeatability. Chapter 6 takes the journey of transformation even further. The mentor now begins teaching the characters the true power of consistent, intentional mornings. He explains that waking up at 5 a.m. is not just about discipline, it is the gateway to peak productivity, creativity, and personal mastery. Sharma emphasizes that the early hours are when your mind is sharpest, your energy is highest, and your focus is strongest. This is when you can tackle your most important work without interruptions, when your creativity flows freely, and when you can develop the skills and habits that separate ordinary people from the extraordinary. The chapter introduces the idea that success is not a sprint, but a flight, a journey of constant improvement. Every early morning, when used intentionally, acts like a lift that propels you higher in every area of your life. Small victories in these hours compound over weeks and months, leading to extraordinary performance and unstoppable momentum. The mentor also teaches the importance of undefeatable routines. To become resilient and productive, you need habits that protect your energy and sharpen your focus. These routines include movement to energize your body, reflection to center your mind, and growth activities to expand your knowledge and creativity. The 5 a.m. morning is your launchpad for excellence, allowing you to achieve more than most people do in an entire day. Another key lesson is the power of self-mastery. Peak productivity is not just about doing more, it's about becoming the person who can achieve more. By owning your mornings, you train your mind to focus, your body to perform, and your spirit to stay disciplined. This combination creates undefeatability, the ability to face challenges, remain consistent, and maintain momentum even in difficult times. By the end of Chapter 6, the reader is left with this compelling idea. Your mornings are your most powerful weapon for transformation. How you spend this time determines your productivity, your creativity, and ultimately your success in life. The chapter reminds us that greatness is not about working harder. It's about working smarter, starting with the first hour of your day. Chapter 7. Preparation for a Transformation. Begins in Paradise. Chapter 7 takes the characters and the readers into a deeper stage of transformation. The mentor explains that true change doesn't happen overnight. It begins with preparation, environment, and intention. He uses the idea of paradise not as a literal place, but as a mental and physical space where your mind, body, and soul can thrive. Sharma emphasizes that extraordinary lives are built in extraordinary environments. The morning hours provide a kind of personal paradise, quiet, undisturbed, and full of potential. In this chapter, the mentor teaches that your environment shapes your habits, your thinking, and ultimately your results. To rise early and perform at your best, you must prepare both your surroundings and your mind for success. The chapter introduces several practical ideas. 1. Eliminate distractions before your morning begins, turn off notifications, set boundaries, and create a space that supports focus. 2. Prepare the night before, lay out your exercise, reflection, and learning activities so you wake with clarity and purpose. 3. Start small and consistent. Transformation is built through steady, incremental changes, not sudden bursts of effort. Sharma also highlights the psychological side of morning mastery. By creating a paradise for your first hour, you cultivate motivation, peace, and clarity. Your mornings become sacred, protected from stress, chaos, and the endless demands of the world. This sets the tone for your day, your decisions, and your long-term growth. Another key lesson in this chapter is that personal growth is intentional. You cannot wait for circumstances to change or for inspiration to strike. Transformation requires discipline, preparation, and the courage to take control of your day before the world takes control of you. By the end of chapter 7, the reader realizes that transformation begins not with action alone, but with preparation, focus, and the right environment. When your mornings are intentionally designed, you create a foundation for health, focus, creativity, and excellence. Every great life starts with a well-prepared morning, a personal paradise where the extraordinary is possible. Chapter 8. The 5 a.m. Method, the morning routine of world builders. Chapter 8 is where theory meets action. The mentor introduces the 5 a.m. method, a practical blueprint for turning mornings into a powerful launchpad for success. He explains that waking up early isn't just about discipline. It's about designing your first hour for maximum impact. Sharma teaches that the world's most successful people, innovators, leaders, and creators all share one habit. They own their mornings. The early hour gives them the clarity, energy, and focus to tackle their most important tasks without distraction. It's when the mind is fresh, the body is rested, and the spirit is ready to perform. This chapter introduces the core principle of the 5 a.m. method, the 20-20-20 formula. Your first hour is divided into 3 equal parts. 1. Move, 20 minutes. Physical exercise to energize your body, increase dopamine, and wake up fully. 2. Reflect, 20 minutes. Meditation, journaling, or contemplation to center your mind and set intentions. 3. Grow, 20 minutes. Reading, learning, or planning to expand your knowledge and sharpen your skills. The mentor emphasizes that consistency is more important than intensity. Small, intentional actions repeated daily compound into extraordinary results over time. What seems like a simple morning routine actually becomes the foundation for health, productivity, creativity, and personal mastery. Another key lesson in this chapter is that your mornings are your secret advantage. While the world sleeps or rushes chaotically, you're building momentum, clarity, and purpose. And owning your mornings is not just a habit, it's a mindset. It teaches discipline, self-respect, and the courage to invest in yourself before life's demands take over. By the end of Chapter 8, it's clear. The 5 a.m. method is more than a routine. It's a lifestyle for those who want to achieve more, feel more, and live fully. The first hour of your day becomes the single most powerful tool for transformation. On Chapter 9, a framework for the expression of greatness. Chapter 9 takes the lessons of the 5 a.m. method further, showing how mornings are not just about routines, but about unlocking your full potential. The mentor explains that true greatness isn't accidental, it comes from daily habits, intentional action, and disciplined self-mastery. Sharma introduces the idea of a framework for greatness. This framework isn't complicated. It's about structuring your life so that your best energy, creativity, and focus are spent on the things that truly matter. The early morning hours are central to this framework because they are quiet, uninterrupted, and full of potential. The chapter highlights three key pillars of expressing greatness. Preparation. Set the stage the night before so your morning is purposeful and distraction-free. 2. Activation. Use the 20-20-20 formula to energize your body, focus your mind, and expand your skills. 3. Expression. Take the clarity, energy, and insight you've gained in the first hour and apply it to your most important work and life goals. Sharma also emphasizes that greatness is built in small, consistent steps. You don't become extraordinary in a single day. Instead, repeated daily actions, especially in your mornings, compound over time into remarkable results. Each morning is an opportunity to vote for the person you want to become. Another key lesson is that your environment, habits, and mindset all influence how much of your potential you express. By protecting your mornings and structuring your day intentionally, you can overcome distractions, procrastination, and mediocrity. The mentor calls this expressing your inner genius, and the morning is the perfect stage to do it. Chapter 10. The Four Focuses of History Makers. Chapter 10 dives deep into the practical strategies that separate ordinary people from history makers, showing how mastering your mornings leads to mastery of your life. The mentor explains that living an extraordinary life is not about luck, money, or talent. It's about focus, discipline, and consistent action applied in the right areas. He introduces the four focuses of history makers, a framework designed to help anyone achieve greatness. 1. The capitalization of personal mastery. The first focus is on self-mastery. To be effective in the world, you must first manage yourself. This includes your mind, body, and emotions. Sharma emphasizes that without discipline, clarity, and self-control, talent alone is wasted. The morning routine becomes a tool for personal mastery, exercising to energize the body, journaling or meditating to sharpen the mind, and setting clear intentions to focus your energy. History makers dedicate their mornings to building inner strength because it directly fuels their external success. 2. Intensification of intellectual capital. The second focus is on mental growth. Knowledge, learning, and skill development are essential to performing at a high level. The mentor explains that reading, planning, and reflecting during the early hours allows you to outthink your competition and remain creative, innovative, and strategic. Yeah, while the world sleeps or scrolls through distractions, history makers are investing in themselves. This intellectual growth compounds over time, giving them an edge that cannot be bought or imitated. 3. Dedication to emotional fitness. The third focus is on emotional resilience. The mentor emphasizes that success is not just a mental or physical game, it's deeply emotional. Stress, negativity, and distraction can derail even the most talented individuals. By using the early morning hours for reflection, gratitude, and mindfulness, you build emotional strength. This allows you to navigate challenges calmly, maintain focus under pressure, and respond instead of react. History makers consistently cultivate emotional intelligence because they understand that the mind and heart must be aligned to achieve greatness. 4. Activation of daily excellence. The fourth focus is about action. It's not enough to think, reflect, or prepare. Greatness is expressed through intentional, focused action every single day. The mentor stresses that your mornings provide the momentum to tackle your most important work first, instead of leaving it for later when distractions, fatigue, and reactive tasks take over. By starting early, applying discipline, and acting with purpose, history makers consistently produce results that compound into extraordinary achievements over time. The mentor reinforces that these four focuses are interconnected. Personal mastery without intellectual growth limits potential. Emotional fitness without action results in untapped talent. Action without focus or preparation often leads to burnout. By aligning all four, the characters learn how to create a life of sustained excellence, impact, and influence. Chapter 11. Navigating the Tides of Life. Chapter 11 focuses on one powerful truth. Life is full of ups and downs, and how you handle them defines your success and happiness. The mentor teaches the characters that the world is unpredictable challenges, stress, and unexpected events will always come. But those who own their mornings gain a huge advantage. They start each day with clarity, energy, and focus, giving them the tools to navigate any situation calmly and confidently. Like Sharma emphasizes that your mornings act as a life compass. By spending the first hour on yourself moving your body, reflecting, and growing your mind, you prepare for the rest of the day, no matter what challenges arise. This practice turns you from reactive to proactive. Instead of being tossed around by circumstances, you become the captain of your day, steering it in the direction you want. The chapter also introduces the idea of emotional resilience. Life will test you through stress, and conflict, or failure. But by building habits of self-mastery in the early hours, you strengthen your ability to respond instead of react. Meditation, journaling, and intentional reflection help you process emotions, gain perspective, and make better decisions. Another key lesson is that consistency is your anchor. Even if the world feels chaotic, maintaining your morning routine gives you stability, confidence, and momentum. It's not about perfection. Why? It's about showing up every day and investing in yourself. Over time, these small actions compound, making you stronger, calmer, and more capable than you ever thought possible. Chapter 12. The 5 a.m. Club discovers the habit installation protocol. Chapter 12 is where the story becomes intensely practical. The mentor now explains how to actually make waking up at 5 a.m. a permanent habit, not just for a few days, but for life. He introduces the habit installation protocol, a step-by-step process designed to make change stick and transform your mornings into a daily powerhouse of growth. Sharma emphasizes that habits don't form magically. Change doesn't happen instantly. The human brain resists new routines, and your comfort zone fights against growth. That's why most people fail to wake up early consistently. The habit installation protocol gives a clear roadmap to overcome resistance, rewire your brain, and build life-changing habits. The protocol follows 3 key stages. 1. Destruction of old habits, days 1 to 22. The first phase is about breaking free from old, unproductive routines. This is often the hardest stage because it requires discipline, willpower, and patience. Sharma calls this the burning off mediocrity stage. You learn to fight the snooze button, overcome morning laziness, and resist distractions that steal your energy. The mentor reminds the characters that discomfort is temporary, but the rewards are permanent. 2. Installation of new habits, days 23-66. Once the old habits are disrupted, it's time to install powerful new routines. This includes the 5 a.m. wake-up, the 20-20-20 formula, and other morning rituals that energize, focus, and grow your mind and body. Sharma emphasizes repetition. It's the repeated action over these 44 days that rewires your brain. Small, consistent actions compound into permanent transformation. 3. Learn integration and mastery. Days 67-90. The final stage is about making the new habits automatic and natural. By this phase, waking up at 5 a.m. becomes effortless. Your mornings feel sacred, energizing, and inspiring. The habits become part of your identity. You don't just act like a morning person, you are a morning person, and your life begins to reflect that consistency, focus, and mastery. Sharma also emphasizes the psychological principles behind habit formation. Willpower is limited. So the key is to design your environment, routines, and triggers to make success inevitable. Each morning should feel purposeful, engaging, and rewarding, so your brain learns to crave the habit instead of resisting it. Chapter 13. The 5 a.m. Club learns. The 20-20-20 formula. Chapter 13 is one of the most practical and transformative chapters of the book. Here, the mentor introduces the 20-20-20 formula, a step-by-step blueprint for making your mornings the most powerful part of your day. This is where the characters and readers learn exactly how to structure the first hour to maximize energy, focus, and growth. Sharma explains that the first 60 minutes after waking are critical for setting the tone of your entire day. If you spend this time distracted, rushed, or reactive, your energy and focus are drained before the world even begins. But if you follow the 20-20-20 formula, you claim your day for yourself, building momentum, clarity, and confidence that lasts all day. The 20-20-20 formula is simple but powerful. 1. Move. First 20 minutes. The mentor emphasizes the importance of physical movement. An exercise first thing in the morning increases dopamine, floods your body with energy, and wakes you up completely. Even 20 minutes of stretching, yoga, or a quick workout is enough to ignite your body and mind. Movement also reduces stress, improves focus, and primes you for a productive day. 2. Reflect, second to 20 minutes. The next 20 minutes are for reflection. This can include journaling, meditation, prayer, or quiet contemplation. The goal is to center your mind, gain perspective, and set clear intentions for the day. By reflecting early, you prevent reactive behaviors, reduce emotional overwhelm, and create clarity. Sharma stresses that reflection builds emotional intelligence, resilience, and a sense of purpose that guides every decision you make. 3. Grow. Final 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes are dedicated to learning and growth. Read, listen to audiobooks, study a new skill, or plan your goals. This is the time to expand your knowledge, sharpen your mind, and push yourself toward mastery. By investing in your growth every morning, you compound your skills and intelligence over time, creating a life of extraordinary results. Sharma explains that the magic of the 20-20-20 formula is in its consistency. Doing these 3 simple steps every morning trains your mind and body to thrive. It's not about intensity or perfection, it's about showing up every day and prioritizing your own development before distractions take over. Chapter 14. The 10 Tactics of Lifelong Genius. Chapter 14 focuses on how to maintain extraordinary performance over a lifetime. The mentor now teaches the characters that waking up early is just the beginning. To achieve greatness, you must use your mornings and daily routines to cultivate genius in every part of life. He calls this the 10 Tactics of Lifelong Genius, strategies designed to help anyone stay sharp, focused, and unstoppable every day. Sharma explains that genius isn't only about intelligence or talent, it's about discipline, consistency, and deliberate daily habits. The most successful people in history didn't rely on luck. They built systems and rituals that ensured their energy, focus, and creativity were always at their peak. The 5 a.m. habit is the foundation, and these tactics help you sustain that advantage for life. The mentor walks the characters through the tactics in a way that feels practical and doable. 1. Focus on the most important task. Dedicate the first part of your workday to the single task that will make the biggest impact. This creates massive results over time. 2. Work in intense bursts. Alternate periods of focused work with short breaks to keep energy high and avoid burnout. 3. Exercise for energy. Use movement not just in the morning, but strategically throughout the day to boost creativity, focus, and physical strength. 4. Protect your focus. Create a tight bubble around your attention. Minimize distractions so you can work deeply on what matters most. 5. Daily reflection. Spend time journaling, meditating, or reviewing your goals. This builds clarity, emotional balance, and self-awareness. 6. Plan your week. Structure your week in advance so every day aligns with your priorities. Planning creates freedom and reduces stress. 7. Recovery and rest. Take care of your body and mind. Sleep, recovery, and occasional downtime ensure sustained performance. 8. Avoid low-value tasks. Focus only on activities that contribute to growth, results, or personal mastery. Eliminate anything that drains your energy. 9. Daily learning. Dedicate time every day to expand knowledge, skills, and insight. Lifelong learning compounds into expertise and opportunity. 10. Balance your life. Pay attention to your heart set, emotions, health set, body, mindset, thinking, and soul set, spirit. True genius thrives when all areas are nurtured. The mentor stresses that the magic isn't in doing one or two tactics, it's in applying them consistently over months and years. These tactics, combined with the 5 a.m. habit and the 20-20-20 formula, allow you to maximize productivity, creativity, and personal growth. Over time, they create a life of extraordinary results and unstoppable momentum. Chapter 15. The 2 billion-year secret of the morning. Chapter 15 takes the mentor's lessons even deeper, revealing what he calls the 2 billion-year secret of the morning. A powerful insight about why early risers are consistently more productive, creative, and fulfilled. The mentor explains that this secret is rooted in human biology and evolution, and anyone who taps into it gains a natural advantage over the rest of the world. Sharma explains that the first hours after sunrise are biologically ideal for focus, clarity, and learning. Thousands of years of evolution shaped humans to wake early, move their bodies, and think deeply before the day's distractions arrive. Most people, however, wake late, react to notifications, and let their energy get stolen. The mentor emphasizes that by waking at 5 a.m. and using your first hour intentionally, you're aligning your life with your natural peak performance rhythm. The chapter shows how the mentor guides the characters to leverage this evolutionary advantage. 1. Own the quiet hour. The world is still asleep, which allows for uninterrupted focus. Early mornings are free from distractions, gossip, and obligations. This quiet creates mental space for reflection, creativity, and strategic thinking. 2. Invest in yourself. First, instead of giving your energy to emails, social media, or urgent but unimportant tasks, you dedicate the first hour to growth, health, and clarity. This creates a ripple effect throughout the day, improving decisions, performance, and relationships. 3. Synchronize with natural energy cycles. The mentor explains that our bodies naturally release cortisol and dopamine in the morning, providing energy and alertness. Using this biological window intentionally maximizes productivity and learning. 4. Build momentum early. When you start your day with movement, reflection, and growth, you create unstoppable momentum. Tasks feel easier, focus is sharper, and creativity flows naturally. Sharma also emphasizes that this secret isn't just for work or success, it's for life mastery. Emotional resilience, physical health, mental clarity, and spiritual balance all benefit when you take control of your mornings. The early hour becomes a daily ritual of renewal, focus, and empowerment, giving you an advantage that compounds over months and years. Chapter 16. The 5 a.m. Club makes legendary productivity simple. Chapter 16 focuses on how to make extraordinary productivity effortless and sustainable. The mentor teaches the characters that being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people spend their days running from task to task, overwhelmed and exhausted, but achieving extraordinary results comes from focus, priority, and clarity, not constant motion. Sharma emphasizes that mornings are the most powerful tool for legendary productivity. When you wake early and use the first hour intentionally, you gain time, energy, and mental clarity that the rest of the world doesn't have. This hour becomes your secret weapon, a time when you can plan, create, and act without interruption. The mentor explains several key principles for making productivity simple. 1. I focus on your highest value work. Identify the tasks that have the biggest impact on your goals and do them first. Early mornings are perfect for this because your mind is fresh and your willpower is strongest. 2. Follow the 20-20-20 formula. Start the day with movement, reflection, and growth to energize the body, calm the mind, and sharpen your skills. This foundation allows you to tackle demanding work with focus and clarity. 3. Use deep work blocks. Structure your day with periods of uninterrupted focus. By concentrating deeply on one task at a time, you accomplish far more than by multitasking or reacting to every notification. 4. Eliminate low-value tasks. The mentor stresses that legendary productivity comes from saying no to distractions, trivial tasks, and busy work. Protect your energy for what truly matters. 5. Consistency. Beats intensity. You don't need to work harder than everyone else. You need to show up consistently day after day, doing the right things. Small, focused actions accumulate into extraordinary results over time. Another key lesson in this chapter is that productivity is about designing your life intentionally, not reacting to it. When you structure your mornings, you take control of your day rather than letting the world dictate your energy and attention. This creates a sense of mastery and freedom, a life where your results reflect your highest potential. By the end of chapter 16, the reader realizes that legendary productivity is simple but not easy. It requires intentionality, discipline, and the courage to prioritize what matters most. The early morning becomes the foundation for a life of extraordinary achievement, turning ordinary days into days of impact, growth, and progress. Chapter 17. The 5 A.M. Club's Legendary Life. Chapter 17 is the culmination of everything the mentor has been teaching throughout the book. It shows the ultimate outcome of consistently owning your mornings, a life of mastery, purpose, and fulfillment. The mentor explains that the 5 a.m. habit isn't just about productivity or success, it's about transforming your entire life, your health, your creativity, your relationships, and your inner peace. Sharma emphasizes that extraordinary results come from small, consistent actions compounded over time. Every early morning, when used intentionally, acts like a seed planted in fertile soil. And over weeks, months, and years, these seeds grow into remarkable achievements, unstoppable momentum, and personal mastery. The chapter highlights several key lessons for living a legendary life. 1. Own your mornings, own your life. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything else. By claiming this time for yourself, you gain clarity, energy, and focus that allow you to live intentionally rather than reactively. 2. Master the 20-20-20. Formula: movement, reflection, and growth aren't just morning habits. They are the foundation for long-term success and well-being. The mentor reminds the characters that these practices protect your health, sharpen your mind, and cultivate resilience. 3. Live with purpose and focus. Legendary life is not about being busy, it's about making every action count. Focus on high-value activities that align with your goals, values, and passions. This creates momentum and fulfillment in every area of life. 4. How to embrace lifelong growth. Personal development doesn't end. The mentor encourages the characters to keep learning, reflecting, and improving every day. This continual growth is what separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. 5. Balance health, mind, heart, and soul. A legendary life requires harmony. Physical fitness, emotional resilience, mental clarity, and spiritual connection all matter. The 5 a.m. habit and intentional mornings help maintain this balance. 6. Compound your efforts. Over time, Sharma reminds readers that the benefits of waking up early are not instant, but they are exponential. Every morning you invest in yourself multiplies over time, creating a life of extraordinary results, fulfillment, and impact. By the end of chapter 17, the characters and the reader understand that the 5 a.m. club is more than a routine. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, and a path to personal greatness. Owning your mornings gives you the tools to take control of your day, your goals, and ultimately, your destiny. The chapter leaves you inspired to wake up, take action, and live a life of purpose and excellence. Conclusion. As we close this journey through the 5 a.m. Club, remember this. Every extraordinary life begins in the quiet, undisturbed hours before the world wakes. The mornings you own are not just a routine. They are your secret advantage, your launchpad for growth, focus, and purpose. And by moving your body, reflecting on your life, and expanding your mind every day, you are not only creating success, you are crafting the best version of yourself. Small, consistent actions compound into remarkable results, and each early morning is a vote for the person you are becoming. The choice is simple. Continue reacting to the world around you, or rise at 5 a.m., take control, and live a life of extraordinary impact, clarity, and fulfillment. The power is in your hands.